And topping the news at 5:30, a nationally renowned expert will be available to families this week to talk about the links between Alzheimer's disease and Down syndrome. We're following up with our interview on Friday, if you remember, where we interviewed some folks from Gigi's about World Down Syndrome Day. And that is because about half of the people with Down syndrome will develop this disease as they age.
We have Mara May and Chelsea Torgowski here from the Alzheimer's Association to explain more about this conference this Friday. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. Let's first just talk about this conference. When is it? Where is it? How can people sign up?
Absolutely. So the conference is being held at 800 Hurdle, the People Inc. Rehab Center. The conference is actually in correlation with People Inc. So you can sign up by calling our 800 helpline, so 800-272-3900, or you can check any of our social media. There will be a QR code and a link you can click. So the conference takes place on Friday from 3:30 to 5:30.
Now, you guys are here because you have not only special connections to our organization with the Alzheimer's Association, you have special connections to this disease. Some pictures that we're going to show the audience as well. Can you guys talk a little bit about what we're seeing right now up on the screen?
Yeah.
So one of my biggest connections to this disease is my Uncle Jeff. He lived with us growing up, and he, in his early 50s, started to develop signs of Alzheimer's. So this was back almost 10 years ago. And I was just talking to my mom this morning about this. She said that she can remember sitting in a room with the wonderful staff who helped support him and just looking at each other and not knowing what to do or where this was coming from or even that it was Alzheimer's. So the fact that they were so supportive and willing to learn and dig up resources like the Alzheimer's Association was really special for us and needed. So we're excited to be here raising the awareness about the fact that this population is so prevalent in getting Alzheimer's, but also to support the people who support them in this journey.
There are a lot of free resources out there for these people, and then there's just a community of people to help them as well, and that sometimes just feels good knowing others kind of know what they're going through. Who is this great speaker that you have coming in this Friday to talk about this prevalence?
Yeah, so we're working with Dr. Chacoin. He runs an incredible adult Down syndrome clinic in Chicago. So he'll be joining us virtually and speaking on a variety of topics, an overview of Alzheimer's and Down syndrome, as well as Down syndrome aggression disorder and kind of where those things correlate and overlap. And we do have two additional speakers as well. So Sarah Harlock from Dent is going to speak on diagnosis and treatment options. And then Elizabeth Randall from People Inc. is going to talk about what systems we already have in place and embedded in our communities for people to utilize to get baseline assessments.
And these events are so important for what you just said and what you said a minute ago, Chelsea, getting those baseline assessments, understanding the basics about this disease, how it crosses over with other diseases. You described something, Chelsea, that I think a lot of families struggle with, and that is if they have an Alzheimer's diagnosis, or maybe they have a Down syndrome diagnosis. When it gets compounded by additional diseases, especially those that are associated with dementias, the strain can be just unbearable for families, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're hoping that we can raise that awareness. So, Amira has her brother who also has Down syndrome, and so that, there's a stronger community as he ages as well.
Did you find that did your family find that, the difficulty with tackling not one challenging disease, but two?
Yeah, absolutely. So my brother is, he's 35. So we're looking at the part of his life where it's important that we are ahead of the game, not behind the game. So looking into early prevention, looking into what we can do now to prepare for the future and advocate for him moving forward. So that conversation is great for people living with the disease right now and going through it, but it's also really important for those who have time to plan and time to prepare and have the conversations earlier than later.
We'll make sure to put a link where you can register for this on Friday. For folks who may not have someone in the family who has Down syndrome, but just somebody who is struggling with Alzheimer's in general, will you let us know what kind of resources you guys have available for that population?
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about where people can reach out and find the Alzheimer's Association.
Yeah. So people can always reach us at our 24/7 helpline at 800-272-3900. And then also at our website at alz.org, you'll find support groups, education programs, how to get in touch with your local office. And for folks that may not be able to attend the conference in person, we also have a lot of virtual options on our website as well.
Excellent. We are very lucky to have this organization here in our community for families who, just like these two, you just heard it, had periods of struggle in their lives. We don't want people to struggle. We want to get you connected with the resources that are available for free. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.